Hello. I'm going to go live in all the places. Fingers crossed this works. So welcome. Let's see. Here I am live on all the places. Welcome. Happy Monday. Welcome to this week's Monday morning style session. I am going to address the elephant in the room, or rather the hair on my head. I'm so excited. I'm going to share the tutorial. I've never, ever been able, and I know this is not a perfect job, but I have never been able in my entire life to straighten my hair by myself. And I will share the magical tool that made it possible for me to straighten my hair this morning in like half an hour, which never happens. Now, as soon as I go outside, my hair is going to be fuzzy, but it's just so fun to be able to play with your hair and to do something different. Usually I'm stuck with my hair being curly. I live in a very humid climate. And so it was really, really fun. Hello. Do not get used to this because you do not have a straight haired wife. You have a curly haired wife, because I can't do this all the time. But if it lasts a couple of days, I am totally going to be able to mix it up. And also it'll just give me some options on days when my hair is just not cooperating. But anyway, it's called the Timo. I'm going to share my tutorial. I use that term loosely because I'm not great with hair. But I have so much hair. And if I can get my hair to be like this when my hair is normally very, very different, then I will say that tool is amazing. Hello. Thank you. A little bit different, just having fun with it this morning. Okay, so I'm really excited to talk about updating your spring wardrobe. And I've got some steps that I want you to take to look at your own spring wardrobe and assess it clearly. So first of all, I don't want to hesitate or to forget to mention that the current round of the Reverse Closet Edit and Wardrobe Building Bootcamp starts today. So that will really take you through a whole process of evaluating your wardrobe, creating outfits, starting to work with the clothes that you're excited about wearing. It will take you through a whole process for that. So that said, if you have already done that, or if you just want some steps to get you started, I'm going to share some steps today that are going to help you figure out what you actually need for spring. This is an advance of tomorrow's video where I share 50 items that everybody needs for spring. Of course, that's tongue in cheek. We don't all need 50 items, but these are 50 fun items for spring. And if you want to really be able to evaluate your wardrobe and be like, oh my gosh, Netta gave me a list of 50 and I don't even know which I should buy, or if I should buy anything at all, that's what this video is for. So when you're looking at evaluating your wardrobe for any season, you want to start with what you've already got in your closet. You do not start with what's in the store. You do not go into a store and buy into the aesthetic of the store. You do not go into the store and get swept away by the magic of the store. I feel like stores, and they still do, but I feel like stores used to do such a good job merchandising things so that when you walked in, it was an experience, right? Like, does anyone remember Banana Republic back in the, early 90s? Like, you would walk into Banana Republic and it felt like you were on safari. And you're like, oh, I want to be on safari, but like a glamorous safari. And I want to wear all of these khaki clothes with the wide belts and the beautiful white frilly blouses. And I want, it was like Ralph Lauren, Banana Republic, that whole aesthetic in the 90s and late 80s. There was a whole lifestyle that you were buying into. And it's very easy to go into a store now, or to go into a brand section of a department store and be like, oh, I see we're doing pink and florals for spring now. And I want pink and florals for spring. So I'm going to go all in and I'm going to buy into this brand's aesthetic. Now, there's nothing wrong with that if the brand's aesthetic matches your aesthetic and if the pieces match your lifestyle. But where we can get carried away is we can be like, yes, now I'm exclusively going to wear wide leg trousers and silk blouses. And this is my new life now because this is what my brand that I'm enjoying right now is telling me to wear. The ads were amazing. The ads were amazing. They were iconic, and they really gave you a sense of that lifestyle, right? You were not just buying clothes, you were buying into a whole lifestyle, a whole aesthetic, a whole viewpoint about the world, right? So you can easily go into whatever your favorite store is. J. Crew, mine is Anthropologie. Like in terms of ball stores, you can go into a store like that and be like, oh, I see what you're doing here. I'll take it all. Wrap it up. I'll take it all. And I don't want you to get carried away and blow your budget on pieces that you're not going to actually be reaching and wearing for, and pieces that maybe in a year or two you're going to end up purging. So I'm going to give you a couple of steps to evaluate your current wardrobe and create a list for your wardrobe going forward. Okay, so the first step is obviously you're going to start in your closet, but you're going to pull everything out of your closet that is solid and neutral. Everything out of your closet. Good morning. Everything out of your closet that is solid and neutral. If it's solid and neutral and fairly simple, that is going to qualify as an essential or a basic in your wardrobe. That's it. That's what makes clothes essentials, is that they're solid and they're neutral. So when you pull out all of your solids and neutrals, you're especially going to focus on tops, bottoms, and jackets, because those are the pieces that you use to create outfits. Dresses and jumpsuits are standalone items. You still want to evaluate them. You still want to see what you've got for spring. But when you're looking at really the basics and the essentials in your wardrobe, you really want to focus on the tops, the bottoms, and the jackets. So you're going to pull out all of the solid, neutral pieces from your wardrobe, and you're going to put them all in one place. Ooh, awesome, awesome. I have a travel video coming out on Friday, and it's going to have travel clusters for cruises, for warm weather trips, for European trips, for city trips, for all the different places. Yes. Yeah. Everybody is piping in about Banana Republic in the early 90s and the whole aesthetic and Ralph Lauren and all of that. So you want to evaluate your essentials. You put all of your essentials, all of your solid neutral pieces in one place, and you want to ask yourself, do I have a good mix of neutral colors? Do I have light, medium, and dark neutrals? If you've only got black in your essentials, well, now you've got things to add to your shopping list. If you've only got white in your essentials, you've got things to add to your shopping list, because for the most versatility and for your wardrobe to really work together, you want light, medium, and dark. Keep in mind that medium for most of us can be denim blue. It can be chambray, it can be jeans, it can be denim blue. Especially in spring, summer, that can be a great neutral in your wardrobe. So if you're looking at, light, okay, what's your version of white? Is it cream? Is it ivory? Is it off-white? Is it more like a buttery beige? What is that version of white for you? And then your version of black. Is it charcoal? Is it chocolate? Is it navy? Is it black? So your dark neutral, your light neutral, your medium neutral, maybe being denim or being camel, being taupe, being olive. What are those neutrals, and are they well represented in the essentials that you pulled from your existing spring summer wardrobe? Right now, ideally you only have spring summer things that you're looking at right now, because the fall winter, unless of course you haven't made that transition yet, and I totally get it if it's still snowing where you're at, but I want you to be looking at your spring wardrobe with this lens, right? What are my essential pieces? Second step, what are my statement pieces and trend pieces that I am excited to wear for spring, summer? Like, what are the pieces that are going to be part of my spring, summer rotation that that I've rediscovered, that are like old friends? When you pull out that wardrobe, especially those of you in colder climates and you haven't seen the spring, summer clothes in a minute, you're like, oh, I forgot I had this. What are those pieces that you're excited to wear that fall into the statement or trend category? Now, anything that is not an essential, anything that is not solid or neutral can be classified on some part of the spectrum as either a statement or a trend. Now, you may not feel like they're all very statement-y, but they're definitely, if they're not essentials, then they fall into that category of being statement pieces, interesting pieces, personality pieces, trend pieces. So you want to look at, okay, what are my statement, my trend, my printed, my fun pieces for the season? Now, now that you've got your essential pieces and your trend pieces near each other, I want you to kind of quickly assess the ratio of statement pieces to essential pieces. What is the proportion of statement pieces to essential pieces? Most women fall into one camp or the other in terms of what they have. You may look at all of your clothes and be like, oh, I have a lot. I only have essential pieces and I've got like 3 statement pieces. So my wardrobe is like 97% essential pieces and only 3 statement pieces. You might be looking at your wardrobe and thinking that. Or you might look at your wardrobe and be like, wow, I don't have a single, or I barely have any essential pieces in my wardrobe. My wardrobe is all fun. It's all fun. It's all fun. This is like just the icing without the cake. So tell me in the comments, are you a cake, no icing person, or are you an icing, no cake person when it comes to your wardrobe? When it comes to your wardrobe. So is your wardrobe all foundational essential pieces? In other words, all cake? Or is it all fun statement, interesting trend pieces, all icing? Let me know in the comments, cake or icing. Or ideally, have you been following me a minute and you've got a healthy mix of both? Ideally, you want 70% cake, 30% icing. Now that's way more icing than I want on my actual cake, but in wardrobe terms, this is what works the best. You want 70 to 80% cake and 10 to 20% icing, because the cake is going to be the foundational pieces in your wardrobe that are going to help you create outfits with the trend pieces. It's going to help the trend pieces have something to get along with and something to play with. Is this a hard and fast rule for everybody? Absolutely not. It is not. You can bend this rule, and there are going to be people who are going to be minimalist and they're going to be like, nope, my wardrobe is all essentials. And then there are going to be maximalists whose wardrobes are all trend, statement, or interesting pieces. I doubt Iris Apfel had a black t-shirt in her wardrobe, and I doubt Jennifer Aniston has that many statement pieces. So you're going to see right now mostly cake. Okay, good to know, right? So now you've got something to work off of. You're going to see people who have just one or just the other. But for most of us, if we want the most versatility for our wardrobes and we want options and we want to be able to put together the outfits that we see out there and that we admire on other people, you're going to want that mix, right? So what is that proportion for you? 30, 70? Is it 50-50? Is it 5-95? Like, what is that proportion for you? And definitely let me know in the comments, cake or icing. I want to know. I see some cakes, half and half, but that's after working with me for, okay. Yeah. So half and half, that's great. So you're going to want to decide on your own. And Carolyn is also saying 50-50. Okay. You're going to want to decide on your own proportions, but as a rule of thumb, 70-30, 80-20 is a good landing place. I definitely am a little bit more down the middle in that I have a lot of statement pieces because I enjoy having statement pieces, and I like to wear statement pieces with statement pieces, right? Now that you've assessed your wardrobe, you want to assess your accessories. And I've given you frameworks for this before, so I'm not going to go into it in too much detail, but I want you to pull out the spring summer accessories that you're genuinely really, really excited about wearing. So in tomorrow's video, I'm going to have a bunch of new accessory suggestions for you, but what are your spring summer accessories that you can't wait to wear? What are your light colored bags? What are the scraw pieces? What are the sandals? What are the light colored sneakers, flats? What are the shoes that you're looking forward to wearing for spring summer? And which of them can use a refresh? Now, in every category, you can always ask yourself, especially if you're an accessories person, I just realized, speaking of accessories, I just realized I didn't put on my earrings because I was too busy doing my hair. You want to ask yourself, do you have one of these categories represented, especially in your shoes? I've mentioned this before, so I'm just going to recap really quickly, but you want a light neutral, you want a dark neutral, you want a pattern, you want a color, and you want a metallic. So those are the five shoe colors, shoe textures that you can have in your wardrobe, right? Pattern, color, metallic, light neutral, dark neutral. Now, instead of pattern, if you don't want to do pattern, another and really updated way to check that box for spring summer is texture. So we're seeing obviously the straw and the raffia, which really never go out of style, but are definitely having a moment. But we're also seeing braided and woven leather pieces, and those can really check the box for you in terms of having a pattern. A texture can take that place for you, especially if you like more minimalist style and you don't want to go all in on like having a patterned shoe or having a patterned bag. That said, I will say very few outfits cannot be improved by the addition of a leopard shoe. Try it out, put on an outfit, experiment with wearing leopard shoes with that outfit. Get back to me later. I promise you, very few outfits cannot be improved by the addition of leopard as a shoe. Okay, so now you've assessed your accessories, you've assessed your essentials, you've assessed your statement pieces. You're going to come up with a shopping list, and I would like you to consider whether you want to fill in a couple of statement pieces or whether you want to consider filling in a couple of essential pieces. I want those pieces to come together in a cluster for you. Ideally, the thing is, and this is kind of like the clincher, one of the things that can make it a little bit challenging. Current clothes go really well with current clothes. Current clothes go really well with current clothes. Sometimes it can be really hard to pair something from 5 years ago with something that's modern. For example, if you had a lot of tops that you bought 5 years ago, and even if they're essential tops, they may be a little bit long. And if they're a little bit long, it's good. You may be finding that they're a little bit harder to wear with all the pants that have a little bit of a higher waistband or a higher rise. So sometimes it can feel like clothes from 5 years ago and clothes from today are speaking a different language. That does not mean that I want you to start over, and it doesn't mean that you can't make those work. But sometimes when you're starting to style outfits, it can be really helpful to have a couple of current pieces in the rotation so that you get your into the groove and you get comfortable styling outfits. So what I want you to do is to create a cluster. And of course, you do not have to buy 6 pieces, a cluster of 6 pieces. You don't have to buy 6 pieces for the season, but you can create a cluster, even including some of the pieces that you already have in your wardrobe, and then fill in the gaps with the cluster. So for example, maybe you found that you have 2 statement tops and everything else in your wardrobe is very neutral and very basic and very essential. Then you can say, okay, well, if I was going to pair other statement pieces with these 2 statement tops, I'm going to plug these 2 statement tops into my cluster, and I'm going to decide what pieces are going to be needed to really create outfits with these 2 statement tops. So you can plug your own pieces into your clusters and use that framework to shop. So a cluster, again, for those of you who maybe haven't heard it, is 3 tops, 2 bottoms, and a completer piece, a jacket, or an accessory of some sort. So you can start with that framework. Okay, if I had 3 tops, 2 bottoms, and a jacket, this is the framework that I recommend using when you travel. This is what I use with my clients all the time for packing, but this is also a great framework to use for updating your wardrobe. So ask yourself, okay, if I were to buy 6 pieces or 4 pieces that go with 2 existing pieces in my wardrobe, what would they be? And I want you to create a shopping list based on the things that you've already observed, looking at assessing your wardrobe, looking at your wardrobe that you've observed you may be missing from your closet. Like what is missing from your closet that you want to bring into spring and summer? And then when you've decided on what those couple of pieces are, I want you to start thinking about how you're going to wear those pieces, what you're going to wear them with. Do not go to the store and buy the pieces and then come back home and then realize that you have nothing to wear them with. What you want to do is the other way around. Oh my goodness, I can wear the raffia shoes that Netta keeps talking about with all of these outfits. That would be a good purchase for spring. Or I could wear that really pretty blouse that I'm looking at with all of these bottoms. That would be a good purchase for spring, right? So you want to style the pieces before you buy the pieces. Style them, then buy them. Don't buy them, then style them. That's what often happens. We buy pieces, they have nothing to do with the rest of our wardrobes. It's like a different person bought that piece because you walked into X store and you saw all the glamour and you're like, I want a piece of that. And you bought this random item and you came home and you tried to style it and you realize it didn't go with anything in your closet. You're going to do the reverse. You're going to look at the pieces that you have. You're going to choose the pieces from stores or make a list of pieces that will go with the items in your closet. And then you will style. Then you'll buy the pieces, and then you're going to know that you're going to have outfits with the new pieces that you're buying. Okay. So that's a little bit backwards to the way that we normally do it, but this is the way that you build a wardrobe that's intentional, where you wear the pieces that you have, where you love what you're wearing, and where you've got options and you've got possibilities in your closet. Okay. Now I do have a spring style guide that really can kind of help talk you through this process. It was something that I created for the Closet Confidence group. If you're not in the Closet Confidence Facebook group, and you would like to be added to that, I do have another round of Closet Confidence coming up on May 13th. Mark your calendars. May 13th will be the next round of Closet Confidence. But the spring style guide that I created for the Closet Confidence group is free and available to all of you. If you are interested in the spring style guide, comment spring and I will get it for you, get it to you. Or if you want to join the Closet Confidence group and get the spring style guide that way, comment closet. So comment either spring or closet. Now, if you're already in the Closet Confidence group and you don't know where the spring style guide is, it is in the files section, but you can comment closet or spring, and I will make sure that you have what you need so that you've got a framework, you've got a step-by-step kind of printout that you can take into your closet and really start being intentional about building your spring wardrobe. Okay, so that's it. I hope that you enjoy just kind of hearing my process. This is what I do with clients. I look at their essentials. We're going to recap really quickly. Look at their essentials. That's simply solid neutral pieces. Make sure that you've got a good selection of neutrals in those essentials. Then I look at your statement, trend, fun pieces. Then I look at what the breakdown is of both. Is it, again, 50-50, 70-30? 70-30 is ideal. Then I look at the accessories. Then I create a list. And then I make sure that that list aligns with what actually will work in my closet and that I can create outfits using the pieces from that list and the pieces in my existing wardrobe. And that, that they work together, that they speak the same language, that they belong on the same person, that they belong in the same lifestyle. And then I have a focused shopping list that I can use to update my wardrobe for spring. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Give me a like if you're watching this on YouTube, and let me know if you're watching this on replay or if you're watching this live. Love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you tomorrow on YouTube, Friday on YouTube, all the places.